Verse 18, like a madman who throws firebrands, arrows, and death is the man who deceives his neighbor and says, I was just kidding, or I was only joking. There, the picture here, the illustration is quite stark. It's a picture of a crazy madman who's just throwing out fire and sharp objects that are causing death even. And he says, I was only joking. Just because you add I was only joking to the end of a hurtful comment or hurtful action does not make it right, does not make it good. I think about pranks that people play, and sometimes pranks can be innocent enough. You know what we have coming up in just a couple of days? April 1st. What do we call that? April Fool's Day. And sometimes people will play pranks. And sometimes they can be, fun and nice. But sometimes they can be downright nasty and mean. In fact, I've seen this on the internet. You have these social media people. They have a YouTube channel, and their whole YouTube channel is about going out and trying to trick people in some kind of way. And some of them are so mean and nasty. I saw one where somebody walked into some kind of retail store, maybe it was a Walmart or something like that, and had some kind of like official badge, like they were some kind of official with the company from corporate, and walked up to this young sweet girl and started talking to her about how she was doing a horrible job and they were going to fire her. And it was all done for laughs so that all the people clicking on YouTube, they can laugh at this prank. And you could tell she was so upset, and you could tell that she was probably an amazing employee. But at the end, I'm sure, I can't remember exactly, but I'm sure he told her at the end that he was joking. And he probably thought, oh, that makes it all better. That makes it just fine. And it doesn't. You have caused harm. And it's not harm that just goes away after a few minutes. And so we need to be careful when it comes to this type of thing. And some people are more susceptible to this kind of thing than others. Those who like to tell jokes, which is good and great. We need funny people. We need lighthearted people in our lives. But we should be careful. And one of the things, or a few things I think about is husbands teasing their wives. Now, men like to kind of jab each other, right? And we like to tease each other. But then we take that home to our wives, and it doesn't always go over as well with our wives. And they just weren't designed for that kind of thing. Men, I think, were more designed for those kinds of teasing and jabs. But women were not designed for such abuse. And I think the reason men tend to be overconfident, and women tend to be to lack confidence and to be more insecure. And so saying something like, oh, I went to this conference and there were all these women, that were giving me a lot of attention, and you're teasing your wife about that. Well, that's probably not a really good idea. Or maybe teasing about the meal that she, burnt or something like that. That can really cause insecurities to really flare up. Sometimes teasing or joking is done intentionally as kind of a backhanded critique. We don't want to do that. So be careful when it comes to joking around. Like I said, teasing and joking can be healthy and good, but we need to be careful about how we do it. Don't throw around fire, arrows, and death.